Hi, this is Felicia Stevens from Path to Acceptance, and congratulations, you have an interview for PT, OT, or SLP school, or you've applied and anticipate you'll get an interview. Either way, you're doing well and planning to interview strong. I'm going to give you some tips first on how to interview strong, and at the end of this video, I'm going to list my 10 favorite questions, real questions that are asked in a PT, OT, and SLP interview. Not just general questions you'll find on applying to grad school, but real questions that I know that students recently have been asked during their therapy school interviews. So, the first thing that you need to do now that you either know you have an interview or you plan to have an interview, you need to do your homework. That means do research on the schools that you're interviewing with, from the professors, the program focus, their curriculum, the environment that you'll be learning in, the campus environment that the program is located. You need to make sure that you are informed about where you want to go to school. This is a way for you to be ready to comment and compliment and speak on details that may come up in questions about the school itself, particularly questions that involve why do you want to go to this program, or why did you choose to apply here? If you don't know about the program, you can't speak on these things and you won't be prepared for questions like this. Next, you need to do research on the profession that you're applying to, PT, OT, and SLP. A lot of comments that I'm getting from students now are saying that the interviewers are not really asking as many questions about the applicants anymore. They have this thick packet or many documents on who you are, what your grades are, what your scores are, how many observation hours that you have. They know a lot about you, especially in your essay. They can get a better picture of who you are, and now they're throwing in these curveball questions that are asking about the profession of PT, OT, and SLP. And when I say this, I mean questions like, what is the climate of physical therapy now in 2018? Or what are some things that you see that will impact you once you graduate from graduate school in the next 2 to 3 years? These are questions that are being thrown at applicants, and I'm telling you this so that you'll be prepared for these curveball questions. They're not just asking questions about you anymore. They're asking questions about your future profession that you say that you're passionate about. You want to do research on yourself. So a lot of questions will be asked about you more than likely, and you want to make sure that you're confident in answering questions about you and who you are as a person, as an applicant, as a future SLP, PT, or OT. You need to know about your strengths and weaknesses, how you handle conflict, your biases, your passions, what's driving you to apply. Just make sure that you know who you are so that when you are in front of interviewers, they can know who you are as well, and you can be confident that you've let them see that. So, once you've done your homework on who you are and who they are and what this profession is that you are pursuing, you want to make sure that you practice. There's a lot of ways you can practice. You can practice by having your questions and writing the answers out and rehearsing them out loud. You can practice by answering questions that you know you struggle with on video and watching your own expressions and your own energy when you're answering these questions, so you can better know how to lay the question out when you say it so it doesn't sound rehearsed. You want to make sure, most of all, that you do a mock interview. You want to do a mock interview with a family or friend, and not just anybody. You want to make sure that you practice with someone that can give you real, honest, constructive criticism on your answers. When I applied to PT school, I asked my mom to be my mock interviewer because she was a retail human resource person for 15 years at a very large retail store. She hired and interviewed a lot of people, and I knew that she could give me great feedback on my answers, and she would be honest with me about whether the answers were professional and well said. So once you've practiced and you know the part, you want to dress the part. So you want to make sure that you dress professionally, and typical classic professional attire is where I would go for this. And you want to make sure, ladies, that you dress comfortably in comfortable clothes, comfortable shoes that won't make you fidget or be insecure about anything that you have on. You want to wear your hair in a style that's classic for you, and wear jewelry that is not bulky and blinding. Make sure that you're just comfortable in your own skin first of all, and then you'll be comfortable in what you put on. For guys, just stick to the classic suit and button down. If you don't want to wear a tie, you don't have to wear a tie, but just make sure if you do wear one that it's properly tied and it stands out in a good way. Basically, you want to make sure you're clean, pressed, and fresh for this interview so that you can feel confident and you can exude that confidence by what you're saying and what you're wearing. Remember that the time you step in that building, you are to perform. You are to perform with confidence. Everyone that you come in contact with is a key player in your interview, from the receptionist that greets you at the desk or the person that guides you to the room you'll interview in. All of these people you need to make a good impression on. So you want to make sure that you're kind, professional, and respectful to anybody that you come in contact with during this visit and during this time you spend on their territory. Let your passion and your uniqueness and everything just kind of shine, and be yourself. Relax. Make sure that you come across friendly and enthusiastic while you're there. Lastly, you want to finish strong by asking a great question to the interviewer. A question like, do you guys provide mentoring to your students by way of a professor or a student that has already gone through a year of the program? Ask questions about research opportunities or graduate assistantship positions that are available. All of these questions show that you're interested, that you see yourself there, and make sure that you let them know that you are purposed to be in their program. And these things will make a good impression on them that will last in the throes of them deciding, who do we pick? We only have 30 to 50 slots. Who do we fill these slots with? It's really decision time for them, and you want them to remember you. So you may have a one-on-one interview or a group interview, or you may have a phone or virtual interview. Who knows? They may throw in a virtual interview or Skype interview. However your interview is, there are ways to snoop around and find out what to expect from different programs on how they do their interviews. One great resource that I used and that I encourage a lot of my clients to use is Student Doctor Network. They have a pre-OT and pre-DPT interview forum on their website, and a lot of times students are posing questions or making comments or threads about their experiences with different programs and their interview process. Example, there may be a thread on Emory University physical therapy interview there, and you can click on that and you can pose a question or make a comment about the interview process. Also, you can go on social media and connect with a student that has been at the school previously and gone through the interview themselves. And you can join Facebook groups that have some peers and students that are going through the process, have gone through the process, and can help you know what to expect at that particular program and their specific interview process. So now that you are on your way to interviewing strong with these tips, now I'll give you my top 10 questions that you maybe ask while you're on your interview. And I wish you well. And please let me know how it went in the comments so that I can know how you're doing and that you had success. Thanks.